Alright, so I wasn't going to make a video, and then I started thinking, you know, maybe people should know about this, because not a lot of people do, and there's not really that much information out there. So, the truck lost fourth gear. It only lost fourth gear. First gear works perfect, second gear works perfect, third gear works perfect. No slipping, reverse works perfect. Everything works perfect. There's just zero fourth gear. So, what's going to be the issue with that? Well, if you lose 3 and 4, you know your clutches are burnt out, or it's going to be a solenoid. There's a few scenarios it could be. Well, I didn't have that problem. I didn't have any problem except fourth gear. That was it. So, it's a pretty simple fix. It's going to be a band adjustment. It could be the servo, could be the fourth accumulator. There's not really a whole lot you can go on, but being the fact that it's just one gear and everything works perfect, should be a simple fix, right? Well, that's what this video is for, to show you how to get your fourth gear back with a simple adjustment. And the bad part about it is you're gonna have to know somebody with a welder, or you're gonna have to have a welder and you're gonna have to weld some material on the tip of your 2.4 servo. Now, I started the project and I did not record it because I wasn't gonna do it, but like I said, I thought it was a good idea, so now I'm just going to go ahead and make a video about it so that more people can know what to do in a scenario like this. So here's a 2.4 servo and all its little pieces. Now, another thing you're going to need, or you're going to need some dial indicators, is thanks to iRock and Z on YouTube, which builds transmissions, got me a link to this on eBay, and I got it fairly cheap. I was looking at them the other day, and they're up to $700 to $1,700. Major ripoff, yes, of course. You want to know the part number? It's J33037. And this is pretty much mandatory to get your 2.4 pin correct. People will just throw them in there. The next thing you know, they're having issues, they're having flare-ups. It's just, you have to do the measurement no matter what. It's mandatory. And I guarantee you, if you went to a transmission shop and said, hey, I lost fourth gear, or I'm having this issue or that issue, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to tell you that you need to get a full rebuild. Not most shops are going to tell you the truth, because, you know, people are hurting. They're going to try to be making money, and that's just part of the job. A lot of places out there aren't going to try to find the culprit and try to fix it and hope it works, because it's not going to be good for their business. If you're doing it yourself, you can get away with what you're doing, and it's not going to cost you, and they're not going to waste time. Because remember, a company is out, they've got a lot of overhead. So I'm not bashing transmission companies, but they're not always truthful. Secondly, I want to make it very, very, very clear to people. There's a lot of speculation that you never have to, that the servos don't go bad, okay? And you'll be told that when you repair it or whatever you're doing, to just replace the red and the blue seal, that's the red, and the cover, the fourth cover, is the blue seal. That's the cap. It's a lie. Don't believe that. A lot of these little small shops that sell transmission parts will tell you that, because they don't carry the other seals. They only carry the blue and the red, because it's really kind of hard to get the whole complete set. And they'll tell you that you don't need to rebuild those seals, and they never need to be replaced. Well, let me show you so that you understand that it's BS. Now, I'm not saying every place does that, but most of the small shops do that. So watch this. This is your piston going in and out. Look at the gap on that. Look at the movement on that. Now, I've changed these before, and I know when you change them, all that slop and everything comes out of it. They don't move this easy. It's ridiculous. Secondly, you can see there's no issues with the mating surface at all. You can run your finger on this seal and it's just as smooth as running it up the actual aluminum piece itself. They go bad. Don't believe that they don't go bad. This one, replace it. All the seals you can replace, you need to replace them. Now, I got this on Amazon. It said it was an AC Delco part, but when I got it, it's the same part number, but this is GM genuine parts. And the part number is 24232073. This has everything you need with extras to rebuild your 2.4 servo. Secondly, you're going to have the extras because there's two different sizes. This is the Corvette servo, and then you have your standard size, which is a smaller diameter servo. So this one's going to be the bigger seals. So it gives you everything in the package. So that's what you'd want to get if you're going to redo the servo. Replace everything. Secondly, on the servo, you can see this is the only the 2 groove. There's a 1 groove, 2 groove, and one with no groove. That's the longest pin. This is the middle pin, and the one with 1 groove is the shortest pin. And you can see I welded material on it. You don't want to put a very sharp point on it. I don't think I'm going to get good at it to focus. But you just want to add a little bit of material on there, and I'm going to post a picture real quick. And you can see here how I made it very long, and that was because I only had access to the welder one time. So I made it as long as I could. And another thing you have to understand when you're doing this that you won't find online, or you don't really hear anybody talk about, is when you grind that pin down, the material you added on there, you need to grind it down like a 1/16th at a time. You do not grind down and grind down and grind down, because then your pin's going to be too short. Every 1/16th you grind on that's going to make a big difference on how much this is going to move. This center line right here that shows yellow, that has to be inside that little eyelet right there. And if you grind down a 1/16th, if it's sitting here, when it's sitting inside the transmission, you grind down a 1/16th, it's going to go like right here. So it's going to make a big difference here by how much material you take out of here. And you have to take very little at a time. I cannot stress that anymore. If you buy a brand new pin, a long pin, and you have to grind it down, you have to make sure you do it if it takes you 15 trips to make it back and forth to the transmission to get it right, it's going to save you from having to take a brand new pin and then getting some material welded back on it so you can fix it. So keep that in mind. Alright, so I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to go underneath the truck and I'm going to show you how it works, and then we're going to go from there and put it together, put it back in. Alright, so when you use the J-tool, you're going to need an inch-pound wrench, and it has to be set at 98 foot-pounds. Not a foot-pound, it has to be inch-pounds, 98 inch-pounds. Alright, so I got the J-tool installed. Basically, you're just putting it inside. You're using your existing clip that you use for the seal, the cover. So you're going to get your pin. You're going to get your pin in. Okay. Then you're going to get your inch-pound torque wrench and you're going to put it in this hole. All right. Then you're going to click to 98 foot-pounds. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's right on it. And it's also a little bit on the tighter side, which is a good thing, because when the band starts to wear more, it's still going to be in that little eyelet. All right, so that's that for the adjustment. You have to make sure this pin is adjusted, or you're just going to create other problems. All right, so we know that's good. The pin's where it's supposed to be. The adjustment's where it's supposed to be. Let's get this 2.4 servo put back together. All right, so now it's installed. If you don't have any assembly lube, you can use Vaseline. It's not going to hurt it. And I already measured it, so I know it's right, but I did it anyway, just from here to see how much it would move. I would say between 75 and 100 thousandths. That's right where it's supposed to be. Make sure you get that clip on correct too, so this don't blow out on you. All right, so let's start putting it back together, and then we'll take it on a run. All right, getting the headers back on. I'm not going to use the regular style header gaskets. I noticed mine were leaking, which will also give you a problem with the tuning. Usually creates problems with the way the O2 sensor reads. So I'm going to try these aluminum stacked. They're not MLSs, but they're stacked aluminum gaskets. They're called Seal for Goods, and they're from Percy's. They're guaranteed to seal. You want the part number. That's your part number. But we're going to try these out and see how they work. Alright, so everything's done, everything's put back together. Excuse the gas gauge. Out of gas. So we're going to go from 1, 2, 3, 4. When I hit 4th gear, I'll show you the speedometer. I'll be doing 80 about 2,000 RPM. So it's a fix.